Hey everybody. So I just wanted to run through this assignment with you really quick in a verbal way as well as the written instructions. And so this is the assignment that you've seen on Google Classroom posted. And I would say probably the best way to do this assignment is to just print it off and then fill your answers in right on the page. And then you can take a picture of your work and upload that picture to Google Classroom. Essentially what this assignment is having you do is it's having you investigate essentially how much water you really use as a family in your house in one day. And so that's kind of the problem that we're investigating here. And this table right here is to give you a little bit of an idea of some activities that happen in the home and their use of water that they go through given the units that are listed here. So for example, a washing machine, every time you use it, is going to use about 230 liters of water. That's per use. For the dishwasher, the numbers are different, as well as for every time you flush the toilet and fill up the bathtub. The shower and running the faucet is listed in a per minute unit. And so what this essentially means is that if you have a 5-minute shower, you're going to use 25 liters for every minute that you run that shower for. So a 5-minute shower is going to run you 25 times 5, which is going to be 125 liters of water. So a little bit of calculations that you're going to need to do here in order to fill this table out. But the instructions are all written down here below in terms of what you need to do. And this table really is the key in filling out this assignment and being able to do what the conclusion of the assignment is asking you to do. So essentially what this says here is you need to identify all the ways that your family uses water at home. Now this table right here is not a complete list of all the ways that you would use water at home. So you might have other activities at home that don't show up on this table. And so then the question you might have is, well, how do I know then how much water that's going to use? You could Google that. That would be easily found on Google anywhere. You could find a variety of websites that would give you an average use of a particular activity that would occur at home and send you right on your way. So what I want you to do here in this table is list all the activities that you and your family would do over the course of a day that would use water. You're going to record those in this column right here. That's what number 2 says. And then number 3 says that by using this table up above, so for some of the activities that you would have listed, you could use this table above that would help you fill in the rest of these columns. So for example, if your family runs the washing machine 3 times a day, then you would say, okay, I've used the washing machine 3 times. And the rate of water use is 230 liters per time you use it. And so if this number is 3, then you would go 230 times 3 to give you your total volume of water for the day for that activity. And so you would do that for each activity in each row, filling out the chart across in the appropriate column. At the end, make sure that you give a title for your column, and you can do that right here. You can just write that in pen after you print this assignment. And if you don't have a printer at home, you can always just copy this into a Google Doc and you can fill it in a Google Doc and attach it that way as well if you'd like. And then down below here, I've got some conclusion questions that you need to fill in. So again, you can just put the answers here in the blanks provided and write them in, or if you'd like to type them in on a Google Doc, you can do that as well. But this one just says calculate the total amount of water used for all activities in your home in one day. So all you're going to really do is you're going to come to this column right here and add up all the numbers of all the activities and all their total volumes used in one day. And that's going to give you the total amount of water used in your home in one day. Number 2 says calculate the average amount of water used for each person in your home in one day. And so all you're going to do for that, for number 2, is take the total amount of water used for all activities here and divide it by how many people live in your house. So for example, in my home, we have 7 people that live in our house. And so if the number here is 10,000 liters, let's say, then I would go 10,000 liters divided by 7 to get my answer for number 2. Number 3 is you're going to make a bar graph of the water use of each activity you identified in your home. And your graph can be done in one of two ways. You can do it on a piece of paper, and if you do it on a piece of paper, you need to do it with a ruler, and your graph has to have a title, and the X and Y axis must be labeled. Or if you want to do it on the computer, it could look something like this. So if you know how to use Excel, you can plug in your numbers into the spreadsheet and then ask Excel to make a graph for you, and it can look something like this. But whether you do your graph on paper or on the computer, this is what your graph needs to look like. So you can see, again, I've got a title for my y-axis here, and what goes on the y-axis is the total volume of water used, and that's in liters. And then across the x-axis here, I have all my activities. Now you can see these are not all the activities that would occur in my house. These are just 4 sample activities that you might have on your list. You guys would have definitely more than that. And then these are just numbers that I made up. So don't use these numbers in your actual assignment because these are not correct. But these are numbers I just made up and put on the graph, just graphed them this way and put them on the graph with their appropriate numbers. And you can see that they're listed there in a neat and orderly fashion. Up here at the top, you would also put a title for your graph. I haven't put a title here. I want you guys to try and come up with your own title for your graph. But one thing I'll say about making graphs in science is that titles are a lot different in science than they are in English or language arts. Language arts, we want our titles to be really short and concise. In science, we want our titles to also be concise, but they're not typically short. And it's because we want to include all the information that is pertinent to the activity that we're doing in our title. So things like the date and the time and when I collected the information. What is the graph about? What does the graph information represent? And include all of that in the title of the graph. You want to be able to, if you were to give this graph to somebody that didn't do the assignment, to be able to look at that graph and understand completely what it is, the information that you're trying to share, so that it's clear to those that didn't do the activity. And then once you've done your bar graph, you can either submit that if it's in Excel or some other computerized way. You can just save that file and attach it in Google Classroom. If you've done it on graph paper, make sure that your graph is done with a ruler, so that all the lines and everything are straight, just like it is here on the computer. And then take a picture of that and upload your picture to Google Classroom. And then the last question here is just saying that there's different ways that homes can save water. So for example, like low volume toilets or shower heads and things like that. I want you to come up with 3 other ways, not including these 2 here that are listed as examples. 3 other ways that you can reduce water in your home. And you can just list those down below. Once you've got all of this assignment complete, then you can upload all of these components to Google Classroom and click Submit. This assignment should take you a couple of days to do. I shouldn't see any submissions for this assignment by the end of today, because you should take a full 24 hours to kind of collect information about what activities go on in your home that requires water use, and then be jotting those down into your table here. So I would say probably Wednesday would be a good day for you to collect your information and plug in your numbers here into your table so that you can complete that. And then Thursday would be a great day for you to make a quick calculation for these questions here, and also make your graph and submit that on Google Classroom. You can also finish this question down below here if you'd like. And so if I start seeing submissions probably Thursday afternoon, Thursday evening, that would be great. And then Friday, if for whatever reason Thursday you're still not done, you can use Friday as a day to just kind of get caught up and make sure that you have that assignment submitted by the weekend, so that you don't have any homework over the weekend. And then when we start class again next week on Tuesday, we can have that. I'll have a new assignment ready to go next week for you guys to do. So this assignment should last you for the week. Once you're done for science for this week. And we'll have our Zoom meeting again shortly, and so make sure you meet up there with me. And if you have any questions, to make sure that you ask when we meet online real soon. Okay, that's kind of the run through, guys, for this assignment. Hope that this helped. Let me know if there's any questions. We'll talk to you soon. Bye for now.